Next guest, his name is David Berceli, and he has spent much of his life in war zones. And he was in Lebanon, huddled in a building with other colleagues and co-workers, the building being fired upon with mortars, and you came to a realization. What was it?
Well, what happened was when we were all sitting on the floor and the building was being shelled, every time a mortar shell would hit the building, we'd go like this. And what I realized is, because we were 8 people from 6 different countries, was that everyone knew how to make exactly the same motion. And that it's the first time it ever dawned on me that the human body actually has instinctual mechanisms that knows how to protect itself. And I began to study that because I figured if that's what it does to protect itself, then there must be a way to come out of that position to actually relieve trauma in the body.
And as a result, you have started a company. There's a website, I think it's traumaprevention.com, and you have established a series of exercises that help people, no matter how much money they have, no matter where they're from, who they are, cope with and release trauma. And is trauma the same for everybody? Do we all react to trauma differently?
Well, we might react differently, but because we're all humans, we're built the same way, and so there are many patterns that are extremely similar, despite cultures or language barriers or differences. So that's how I can work with whole populations of thousands of people and not have to know the language at all, but I could teach them a series of exercises which they can repeat by themselves and actually begin to recover from their post-traumatic stress symptoms.
Now, I imagine you've heard some amazing stories then. You've dealt with a lot of veterans. I know you've been out at Walter Reed. You've been all over the world dealing in war zones. Have people come up to you and said, this is the first time in years that I've been able to release some of the things that I have been dealing with forever?
Oh, thousands. Actually, the greatest thing about working with soldiers here in the U.S. that come back from Iraq and Afghanistan is that they can do these exercises by themselves, and usually within one, 2, 3 times, they're actually sleeping at nighttime, which is one of the hardest things for them to be able to do.
So you're going to China then, and I know you'll be in the Sichuan province, one of the hardest hit areas. How many people are you dealing with there?
Well, actually, our goal is to teach 1 million people by the end of this year. I'm going to teach 1,000 people, and then those 1,000, I'm going to teach them how to teach another 1,000 people each, and we'll achieve a goal of 1 million.
All right, I took my shoes off because you're going to show one of the exercises. Again, it's a series. Do you do the exercises in order?
Yeah, you do them in a routine, and it's in the book, How to Follow the Series, and you can really just buy the book and follow it. You don't need someone to direct you through it. I'm going to show you the last exercise, which is a little bit strange,
well, and then explain
but it's
how
very
this helps.
effective.
Okay, the good news is I have no real trauma to deal with, but tell me, but explain why this would work.
Okay, so you're going to lay down on your back, just lay all the way down. You're going to put the bottoms of your feet together, let your knees relax open. The first thing that's going to do is allow you to stretch the adductor muscles, which are in the inner thigh of the leg. The reason you're going to do that is because part of the trauma position is to close the legs up like this and to curl forward.
Right.
If I want to actually make the opposite of that, I want to help the legs open up, and I want you to actually invert the spine rather than having it pulled forward.
So I lift up.
So to invert the spine, you pick up the pelvis. Now I have the stress position of the very muscles that cause this to happen in you. If you stay in that position for just about 2 or 3 minutes, then what's going to happen is your body's going to start to tremor a little bit.
And that's normal.
And it's absolutely normal. When it's tremoring, it means the muscle is now beginning to relax the tension pattern. It'll start in the pelvis. And